ready for my 40 BMI weight loss certification course, and now I am a weight loss coach, and it talks about the history of obesity and how it started in my youth and how it affected me all the way up until today, and also how it affects you. It all started in the 1980s when the Surgeon General said, hey, all these ultra-processed foods, we need to start decreasing our fat consumption because we're starting to see an uptick of obesity. So now that led to the 90s of the low-fat craze when I was born. Diet culture became a thing. You guys remember Slim Fast? Those shakes were disgusting. And Jenny Craig, my poor mom, eating those tiny little processed prepackaged food. This low-fat craze led to a larger carb consumption because everybody had an all or nothing mindset, which is what happens when you have crash diets. You either can get into it and do it 100%, or you're not going to do anything about your health at all. This led to a rapid increase in obesity, not just adults, but now children growing up into the 2000s. Our parents in the 90s are finally in a two-income household, as they've been for a while, but now it's more prevalent than ever, and parents are not spending time together like they used to. So now we have kids who are playing with video games. They're outside until the sun goes down, and then you come back and then you eat whatever's on the table for dinner, whether you liked it or not, and you were told to finish your entire plate, weren't you? Or you couldn't have that dessert. Making dessert the goal, the thing that you were looking forward to, all that sugar right before bed, and you didn't earn it, you didn't get it. In 2013, the American Medical Association actually classified obesity as a disease, so the government decided to do something about it. If you ever see a community campaign that is trying to get kids outside active in the community, it's specifically to target childhood obesity, and there's a lot of programs like My Plate that are helpful to do with that. These factors led into a decrease of childhood obesity until the pandemic era, when we all started to stay indoors away from other people, and that actually led to a 42% increase of people gaining about 29 pounds. Children 5 to 11 years old gained about 35% to 41% more weight as well. The route to obesity is highly complex and individualized, and there's no way we can actually solve the problem with the mindset that we had in the 90s that we grew up with, but for some reason, some of us still didn't evolve out of that. Just eat less is giving, just have a Slim Fast shake instead of your meals. We need to work with our healthcare providers to find out the reasons why we are having the symptoms we are. Then we need to work with a supportive team that can help us make behavior changes to a sustainable future that we can have every single day, instead of these yo-yo diets that make it more difficult to sustain the weight loss over time. Part of this is learning what I learned in my weight loss certification course, which is that we need to have behavior-based goals instead of outcome-based goals. That way we can celebrate successes and not feel like a failure when things are out of our control. We're actually trying really hard to keep these sustainable changes. It eliminates the now what when we do have a goal that is reached that is an outcome-based goal. Successful feelings lead to lasting change, which makes it easier for us to have a sustainable outcome. You know, there's going to be trolls that come in here and say that, oh, it's just as simple as calories in and calories out. And it may be that simple for you, but it's not that simple for other people. And to say that they're really not having the willpower and they're not actually tracking their calories is just gaslighting, and we do not do that here. The willpower of someone who's 100 pounds overweight shows why you have a history of doing so many crash diets. And they're called a crash diet for a reason. They crash your metabolism. They are not sustainable. The healthiest individual cannot live on cabbage soup for 6 weeks and then look at the results and say, wow, that was great, and think, maybe this is something I should keep doing. That's not how diets work. A diet is supposed to be food we consume that is healthy for us to have a sustainable lifetime of wellness. That is what a diet is supposed to be. The diet definition of restricting ourselves from food only leads to unhealthy results that are detrimental to our mental health, physical health, so many other things. I won't even get to it because the video is so long now. Thank you for sticking around for as long as you did, and I appreciate you so much. Let me know if any of this sounds like something you've experienced before too. How many of those crash diets have you used before? Once I was finally diagnosed with my PCOS and I was able to identify the cause for all of my symptoms, including weight gain, I made sustainable substitutions that I'm going to maintain for the rest of my life, and that's how I'm going to keep the 100+ pounds off. This is something that I highly encourage everyone to do. Investigate your health. Educate yourself about your health. Advocate for yourself at the doctor's office. If you want support with this, make sure to follow along. Ask me questions below. My name is Heather Marie Spirit, and I'll see you next time.